Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and quick review, we're going to be looking at this guy here. This is of course the new Age of the Primes combaticon Brawl figure. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at in both of his modes. We're also going to have a look at his accessories and how you can use them, and of course we're going to be doing lots of comparisons with the Combiner Wars version of himself. So as I quickly move this one out of the way for now, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And also, once again, to reiterate to everybody that these are not my toys. A huge thanks to Hasbro for allowing me to do this. But yes, they are not mine. And because these are prototypes, there may or may not be a transformation tutorial recorded today. Anyway, as we can see here, the size difference, I think it's pretty apparent just how much bigger that this one is. Now, not just, okay, it is a different scale, shall we say. This is now classed as Voyager class, but the weight of this is, it's so much heavier than this. And again, the big consensus, not just on the booth today, but from pretty much everybody I seem to speak to, is that these new versions of the Combiner figures are much more sturdy. In some cases, obviously Devastator, they're not as big as the Combiner Wars, but I don't think anybody can argue just how sturdy they are. And also I think this tank looks that little bit better without this huge gap in the back. And again, I'm not going to knock Combiner Wars. I've got them all, I had fun collecting them, and I suppose they were good for where they were at the time, but these are just, hopefully, as you can see, and I definitely do think they are, a marked improvement. Let me just move him out of the way. Let's get the tank itself. The turret will spin all the way around like so, and this can move up and down. Now he's got three accessories. You've got the small gun, which is the 5mm port, and of course that will fit onto there. Now I can't, oh yeah, there is some more 5mm ports on the sides. If you wanted to, you could pop these on there. And I'm also reassured that these of course are blast effect compatible, but I don't have any here. And then we've got the larger guns, which can go in two places. They can go here on the back, one either side right there, like so. Or, and as you'll probably see this in a bit more detail in the robot mode, they can go on the side as well. But I just want to show you in this mode, just in case you wondered what it looked like. So you can pop them there. You can of course turn them around. You can turn it with the tank. There's quite a bit you can do with that, to be fair. It's quite interesting. But of course, the original G1 Brawl, we all know, looked like this. I'm going to bring in a few other figures as well, and as I'm doing this, I'm going to quickly again reiterate that in the questions, please do not ask me to do the combined mode. There's a reason for that. They're not going to be showing off the combined mode just yet, so I'm not allowed to do it, and for obvious reasons I'm not allowed to do it. I won't be doing it, unfortunately, but rest assured, when you do get to see it, I'm sure you're all going to be very impressed with how good Bruticus does in fact look. So there he is with I nearly called him Mammoth Convoy. That of course would not have been very correct at all. There is Sure Shot. I think again you can see this now, just that it does look bigger than your normal sort of deluxe class alternate modes. I go and say that, and then of course straight afterwards I go and bring up a giant long alternate mode. But that's pretty much all there is to say about this mode. I'm just going to quickly get Combiner Wars Brawl back. We'll come back and have a look at him compared to the robot mode. Okay, we're back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and before we have a quick, I suppose, more detailed look at him, let's have a look at him compared to his Combiner Wars previous version. And once again, you'll see he's a fraction taller, which I suppose we'd expect. I personally prefer this colour scheme. I just think it looks that little bit better. This dark green is perhaps just a little bit too dark for me. I'm worried he's going to tip over, which he might just do. If we spin it round to the back, I think this is again where you'll see some of the main differences. We've got all this area sort of filled in there, and although I say it doesn't matter, and it really doesn't matter with figures if there's any gaps, if you can't see them from the front, I do just want to show you this again as a difference between the figure, because I'm pretty sure that's something that people are going to ask. So if we carry on spinning him around, about the same width, I think. This is just a little bit bigger because of course the turret is yeah, it is a bit bigger. This is very stiff, but if I try and stand him up straight, you will see that they are probably pretty much about the same width as well. But as I keep saying, and as you can pretty much see here as I try and get the knee back over there, these are much more robust, and they do definitely feel that. So let me move him out of the way. Let's have a proper look at Brawl himself then. So he looks again stunning, very cartoon accurate. Head sculpt is brilliant. That will spin, yep, all the way around, no problems there whatsoever. Head will look up and down. Now I know this is going to please a few people. The shoulders have butterfly movements in them as well as turning that a little bit more. So you can see the hinge inside there. You can come up to the side, no problem whatsoever. You can go all the way around. That really scared me. All the way around like that, no problem whatsoever. Up to the side, bicep swivel and flexion. Yeah, that's too low to be a shoulder. That is a bicep swivel and a flexion. The fist is completely molded on. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with that wrist. Let's have a look if there's a waist swivel. There is a fully unrestricted 360-degree waist swivel. The legs will kick all the way up, Basil Fawlty style, past the point of the splits. And I imagine if we tilt and maneuver this, yeah, you can easily get the splits if you wanted to. Just maneuver this, and probably the same the other. In fact, no, you could do, but it does get slightly hindered here by that little skip. But again, more than enough range of motion there. You've also got the thigh cut at the top. The knee bend, which you can see is there. It is just very scary for me on this particular one, and I think again it's just showing ready for how sturdy, you know, like Mixmaster was for combined mode. It's really sort of sturdy. This, is it going to turn? Yes, it is. This ankle tilt is going to rock as well. So as I say, super posable. And I got to confess as well, I'm not the greatest at posing figures, but we're going to bring in some of the, in fact, all of the accessories. Let me show you where they're all going to go. So this is the 5mm gun, again, on these forearms, on the back if you wanted to just store it, or in his hands. And again, you can bring this with that swivel across him, which looks pretty cool. I'm sure you'll agree, like so. And then with these, now unfortunately, well, that's not saying unfortunately, but you can't store these like you can store the other, but you can pop them on the back, as we've seen when I pretty much started the video. And again, as you've probably seen in the pictures of him on the booth, so you can attach them there. These can maneuver around. It's an interesting look for him, to be fair. I don't think I've ever seen Brawl with the three sort of cannons coming behind him. There is of course our blast off. Let me bring in someone slightly different this time. I don't think he's even going to fit on screen, to be fair. There is of course Big Convoy. This toy line's crazy. The amount of different things that we've got going on is nuts. That's a G1 sure shot. Let's bring in very quick, in fact, let's bring in this one as well then. Let's bring in the legacy one, and then I'll get, not the legacy, the new one, the Age of the Primes one, and that pretty much should give you an idea with the figures that we've got of how big he is. So as I say, this was your nice quick look at Brawl. Any questions or any other figures that you know that we have in the booth that you want me to do comparisons of him with tomorrow, again, let me know, and fingers crossed we should be able to get that done in either another video or answer straight away. There you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.